What do you get when you breathe old life into a new neighborhood? Well, in The Sims 1, you got the Unleashed expansion pack, which, as I mentioned before, was the single most popular expansion pack across the Sims franchise at that point. And honestly, I will say, did the best job with pets. No, they didn't look as real, but it did the best job with pets. We loved it. That's why so many of us were not thrilled with pets, and we definitely weren't thrilled with cats and dogs. Just saying. Unleashed, they really nailed the pets. It was great. So this is the next step in my original Sims Revival series. This time we are in Newcrest. I have filled every lot with a build of my own. Now, most of these are actually in some way, shape, or form found in The Sims 1. Of course, they had to be adjusted to fit the world, etc. But there's one that's 100% of my own. We're going to go ahead and start with, we only have 3 families here. We're going to go ahead and discuss the Meshuggahs. I said that they needed to make it into this, but it makes sense that they're in a different neighborhood because in The Sims 1 they were in neighborhood 2, not in neighborhood 1, and there was no crossover. Here, of course, they can cross over because they can freely move about the world except for Selva Dorada and Granite Falls, which they have to go on vacation to. But otherwise, and Batu, if you have Journey to Batu, which I have no desire to get whatsoever. Just none. Just none. Okay. Which is funny because I've been a Star Wars fan since the original Star Wars movie. So, yeah. So please remember that it is actually the first day of spring, which is what I start all my saves with. So everything is kind of, yes, I know, shut up, Daisy. So everything is kind of brown and dead, but that's okay. It'll bloom, and I'm going to hold her so maybe she will be quiet. Okay. All right. Anyway, so this is the crazy pink octagonal house. It is actually made with Get Famous in Strangerville. I basically started off wanting to give them the 4 walls with windows. I wanted the windows to go on the diagonal walls and the doors on the non-diagonal walls. And now this is originally just 4 rooms. It's the octagonal just cut into fourths. I actually added 3 rooms and made it much more usable. Sylvia and Frankie have loads of taste. Unfortunately, none of it is good. Okay, the reason I wanted it to be Get Famous is because you can really make Get Famous look really, really tacky. So we enter through the living room, and here we have all of the Get Famous stuff made tackier. We do have, oh, that's just the globe. We have a bar and a bookcase, large TV, and off of the living room we have 3 things. Number 1, we have a little powder room. Number 2, we actually have a Grow With Me room, which was not part of the original. There was not a child's room. So in it, we have a bassinet, a toddler bed, and a loft bed, along with a desk and a computer. I use the writing career computer when I furnish a home because they can actually finish books a lot faster on that. So it is the best computer, even though it's not the most expensive. So yes, that's mine. And off of the kids' room is a little ensuite bath. Okay, so also off of the living room is the crazy green kitchen with everything they need all along this wall, and then dining for 6. This family will never be the 6, but it does have dining for 6 because Sylvia Marie is social. She likes to throw parties. And then finally the ultra tacky master bedroom with everything red, purple, yellow, black, just very hard on the eyes, but Sylvia likes it, and that's all that matters. And then the ensuite bath for them. So yes, I managed to add in an extra bedroom and 2 extra bathrooms into this tiny home. The shell has not changed. So that's that. In the back, we have a very nice pool, all pink and everything. I did put a fence around it, which is not original to The Sims 1. But in The Sims 1, they won't get in your pool until you've actually invited them into your home. Here, random walkers by will get into your home, pool, and that's pretty rude. So yes, I really felt that they needed a fence. And there's not even a gate to the fence. You can only get into the fence by going through the home, or getting into the yard by going through the home. We've got lots of lovely flamingos gracing our lawn of all different sizes, because that's fun. Some toxic chemicals over here, and a hot tub. Now, Frankie himself is in the extreme, because in the Sims 1, we had a career that we haven't seen since, at least I don't think so. I think there was something similar in Sims 3, but a career extreme sports, which included mountain climbing and race car driving. It was just a lot of fun. It was actually the first career I ever did, which is funny because the first career that I ever did was also with a sim that had Sylvia Marie's exact face. And they lived on the exact same lot that the Meshuggahs lived on in neighborhood 2, but they lived in neighborhood 1. So we're going to talk about a little bit more about that in a little later. So this is Sylvia Marie. Now, please ignore her her points, because I actually downloaded the original the original sim from the net. I had no idea that she had all these points. I'm going to get rid of them. But she is actually a Mount Komorebi sightseer. I decided to make her that because she's actually in the paranormal career in Sims 1, which I didn't have. I just actually added the paranormal stuff pack a couple days ago. Well, last week. But so now that I've got that, I can turn her into a psychic. So that's great. Anyway, so this is her. She's very pretty, a little bit overdone, but that's the way she's supposed to be. She's pretty athletic. And so, yeah, that's the Meshuggahs. Next up is the Morris Cottage. I actually gave this cottage, I sized it down just a tiny bit so it could fit into the 64 tile tier of a tiny home. And I actually gave it the lot challenge of off the grid, because it seemed to me that this is where the grumpy old person who hates everybody wants to live. But it is actually beautiful. It's very nicely landscaped. And this is actually made with get together and cottage living. I don't remember what part of cottage living I used, but apparently I used something, because that's what it says on the gallery. But it is... So yeah, nice tiny little lot. We've got ourselves a party bush over here, a little bit of an orchard that produces nothing because there are no orchard trees that I'm aware. Little garden area, nice little landscaping. And then the cute, very European cottage, which is why I needed to use Get Together, because they have all the European stuff. Oops. And let's take a look-see. Inside, all of the power is done by candles. We do have all of the off-the-grid appliances and plumbing, place to sit and read. You can paint, you can play chess, you can play a guitar. So yeah, this is for the person who wants to scream, "Get off my lawn!" Really, just get off my lawn. So that's the Morris Cottage, very short, sweet, and to the point. Next up, we have the Vanilla Home. Again, I shaved off a few tiles so I could fit it into the 100 tier and get it qualified as a small home. And as the name indicates, it's extremely vanilla. This is your classic, basic sim build. Of course, I did do things to make it more interesting. I gave it the pretty little covered porch. Added I don't know why some people have been making these builds, but they do them exactly Sims 1 style, which, why do I have all these beautiful build tools? When I first started building in Sims 2, I built a lot of Sims 1 houses, but I added features that I didn't have. Okay, so we have back here also a nice covered back deck, tiny little yard, place for child to play if a child is introduced, but this house is very small, and we'll give it a top down. So we have the main room, which has a little living area, little kitchenette, and a little dining area, small bathroom, and actually a pretty good sized bedroom with a little office study area, so that's good. So yeah, it's very vanilla, and as the name indicates, not only is it kind of vanilla looking, but it's also base game only. So there's that. Okay, next up we have the Kellyanne family, and Black Point Cottage. This was created with Get Together only. Now, the Kellyanne family is not in Sims 1, but their story is so integral to the Goths that I had to add them. So we have Nina and Dina, and they are actually twins. I have them aged back. Now, on the gallery, I have this family, and they are combined with another, which we'll talk about a little later in this video. But we have them, but we have the Calientes that are in the game, and I gave them a refresh. I darkened the twins' skin tone, and I sharpened their feature to reflect their 1/4 alien heritage that they have, because their daddy is actually the product of an alien abduction. Just saying, he is. So then I changed Katrina's name to Nagat and tried to create her a little more Middle Eastern looking, a little more exotic and elegant, because every Middle Eastern woman I've personally met is quite elegant when they're living in the West. So we have Dina, who is an artistic prodigy, and Nina, who is a rambunctious scamp, and their dad Flamenco is on the Master Chef, and Nagat is seeking a soulmate, so that's kind of good. All right, so that's the 4 of them, and they are living here in this house. As I said, it was made with base and Get Together only. Let's go ahead and do the quick flip up. All right, so you enter through one little living area. This is more of the family area because there's a TV in it. Then over here is more of a formal sitting area, complete with pictures of Mimsy and Bernard. And off of this area is the master bedroom, and then a little 2x3 bath. Also off of this area, we've got the kitchen, which has a little office space and eating space in the kitchen, and a nice little kitchen itself. Then there's a courtyard here, a little pergola with a dinette over here. And then from the main living area, we go upstairs. There's a rumpus room of sorts. We've got Don't Fear the Llama, some chess, some darts. Off of the rumpus room, we've got some workout equipment and easels. And then through this, we also have a good sized bathroom here and another bedroom. And so we've got stuff for the twins. I imagine that this over here is Nina's side and this is Dina's side, just because Dina is decked out in black and Nina's decked out in pink. But yeah, they each have their own little computer, which again, I use the writing computer. They have some notebooks and things, couple little backpacks and things. So yeah, that is their home. And one other real quick aside, these 2 posters are both base game posters, but they are obviously clear hints towards Get to Work. That's why when Simmer Aaron talks about using items for hints, she's 100% right, because these both lean towards Get to Work. Next up is the Appleview Farm. I absolutely love this. So we don't have orchard trees, but if we did, I would add them right here. There's a little fishing hole with a little rooster fountain, and the house. The house didn't have any major floor plan changes. I did add the veranda because every farmhouse I have ever seen has a nice covered porch. It is part of their lifestyle living in the country, is that they sit on the porch in the evening. So I had to use this with cottage living and nifty knitting because I really needed rocking chairs on the front porch. I needed rocking chairs, and they come with nifty knitting. So that was that. So I have this is pretty much very, very country charm. Let's go ahead and take it down. All right, so the main room, not changed much at all. I did actually shave a few tiles off of the bathroom because there was no need to have 9 tile when a 6 tile will do just nicely. So the kitchen that has a little bit of an eating space in the kitchen with a breakfast bar, and also another little dinette area over here. I could have added more chairs, but I didn't want the place crowded. Little, you know, family room, desk with the computer. Let's go ahead and make sure we show that I have some nifty knitting things hung, a lot of, you know, tried to decorate it all very country. Then we go up the stairs. Again, no major changes. Over here we have what's clearly a little girl's room for 2 little girls. So you can change the colors if you really want. I did use debug so I could grab some knitted objects and decorate with the knitted objects. We've got another really cute little desk here, and a wall closet. Obviously it doesn't actually work, it's just for looks, but that's what that is. There is a Jack and Jill bathroom here that can be used for both bedrooms. And then we have the master bedroom over here, and the nice little wrought iron bed, very rustic looking, and a nice walk-in closet. Now these are both really perfect. You can add a closet to either of them if you want. The only real reason to have a closet in Sims, of course, is woohoo. Let's be completely honest, that's the only reason we actually need them. So yeah, and you can see Black Point Cottage well, you can see Black Point here, vanilla. All right, and in the backyard we have some chickens, a little wedding arch if we want to have a wedding, little bunnies and birds, a little bit of gardening, and a garden shed. So yeah, I imagine, and I will try to get Betty and Bob Newby living here, because in Sims 2, I actually have Brandy on a farm. It just makes sense for Brandy to be on a farm. She just seems really rustic and that she would enjoy it. So that's the Appleview farm. Next up is the Walden Estate. There is a fun fact about the Walden Estate is this is actually an expanded view of the home that I have the roomies in, Chris and Melissa. If you know the floor plan, then you'll see what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and tip it up. Okay, so in the original, you enter through here. This is the same, this is the same. Then they expanded this over here and added a second floor. But the way I started this was I actually started with that cottage that was, I want to say that was at 9 Sim Lane. And then I expanded this. So through here, and there is some pretty major interior changing, but the shell is the same, and this is base game only. You enter through this, then you've got the dining room here. Off the dining room is the kitchen. Also off the dining room, we've got a sitting little TV area over here, little reading area over here with a fireplace. And then one of 2 bathrooms, because this originally only came with 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. And then the first bedroom here. Upstairs we have the master bedroom with a sitting area dedicated to it, a second fireplace over here, and the second bedroom. Now we do have a really nice courtyard for the pool and the hot tub, as well as a really good little hothouse or greenhouse, if you want to call it, but it's very fancy looking. And a nice pergola to sit and enjoy our coffee in the evening. So yes, base game only, Walden Estate. And yeah, go ahead and check this out versus, I want to say it's number 9 Sim Lane. I will double check the name on that, but I want to say it's number 9 Sim Lane. You will see that they start with the exact same floor plan. And here I'm checking, it's 10 Sim Lane. I downloaded 10 Sim Lane onto a bigger lot in order to create this. So yeah. Next up, we have the Lothario family on Oak Villa. We're at Oak Villa, and this is a base game only build. Now, with Don, I created his parents, and the only thing I did with Don was just age him back, because honestly, they got him right. They did do him right. They did not do Nina and Dina correct even at all, and Katrina should not even exist. Katrina should not exist. Okay. But I used Don's genetics to create Nicolo, and I just kind of randomized his mom, Adriana. And so Don is a rambunctious scamp. Nicolo is a mansion baron, and Adriana is seeking inner peace. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the house. And sorry again, when any house is live, it's in early spring, but this is the Oak Villa. It started out as 1 bedroom, 1 bath. We're going to go ahead and make it more family friendly. Remove that. So we enter through a main room and then into the kitchen. The kitchen is the hub of this family's house. So everything is off of the kitchen. So off of the kitchen, we have 3 bedrooms plus 1 bath. So first we've got the master bedroom with an ensuite bath. And then we have the family bath. And then here we have a Grow With Me toddler room. So it's got a bassinet, a toddler bed, and a loft. And it's very, very user-friendly. We've got a computer here. We also have a computer in the master bedroom. And then here is another bedroom, which I kind of think as for Don. It's very green, fun, and messy because there's, yeah, clothes on the floor. So yeah, that's what that is. They have a nice covered porch, or excuse me, I should call that a deck. Again, doing nifty things, making it with a foundation, adding a good roof, little area for Dawn to play, and some areas for Adriana, because it seems if she's seeking inner peace that she really would enjoy gardening. Nice view of the golf course here. I'm pretty sure that there's easy walking distance to some playground. There's a park here. This is the and we're across the street from the Meshuggahs. So this is Llama Lagoon. I think there's someplace. I haven't actually played this neighborhood. Like I said, I consider worlds neighborhoods, but I've played in Newcrest. And oh, we've got the welcome wagon coming, which is a mermaid, a Sulani guy, and it looks like Jeffrey Landgraf. But yeah, so there we go. Sorry, it is still early spring, so it's very dull looking. Next up is the Sunflower Home, which is such a happy house. This is such a happy house. I love this house. There is not a sunflower in sight on the original. And so I made this. It is definitely improved, of course, because that's the way I do things. I mean, I actually do have a degree in interior design, so I could not possibly just repeat these houses the way they were meant to, the way they were originally drawn, because they were not drawn by anybody who understands interior design. Just saying, they weren't. Okay, so yeah, the sunflower house, it's blue, it's bright, it's happy, and let's go ahead and have ourselves a quick tour. So we enter through the main room. It's just kind of more of a little entryway. It's a really big entryway is really what it is. And off of it, we have a blue room with a lot of yellow, some sunflowers, because we need to, it's a theme. Dude, it's a theme, okay? Then again through here, we have a hallway. There's a bath off of the hallway. There is a very nice formal but modern dining room and a very sleek gray kitchen. I absolutely adore this kitchen. I would create so many wonderful things in it. And off of the dining room, it's a bit more of a formal study. So we've got, yeah, very comfortable study, smoking area if they smoke. I mean, my Sims don't smoke, but yours might. And also off of the hallway, we have a lovely deck. It is not covered, but it's got yellow, because yellow sunflowers, again, theme, people, theme. Little area to play, some of these. And then now let's go upstairs. because the stairway is right next to the front door. And then off of that, we have one full bath here. This, which I kind of think of as a teenage male room, and then a room for two little girls with two computers here. And in the main bedroom, we have, it's very, again, very sunflower theme with some country aspect and a full bath. And the main bedroom also offers a lovely area to paint, and you get some beautiful views of the golf course. And that is the sunflower home. It is so pretty. It's just cute. It's pretty. It's a happy house. Sunflowers are happy flowers. This is a happy house. Next up is my favorite Unleashed home. It's definitely the most expensive in this project, and it is very, very New Orleans looking, and Daisy's being noisy again, but what's surprising about that? Anyway, so I created a lovely little bistro area on the front. It's not truly a courtyard, but it has a courtyard feel. This was actually made with base game and get together only, so we have a lot of beautiful greenery around. And then now we'll tip it up and enter the home. Get rid of the grids. And so that's not there we go. As we enter, now in the original, there was only 4 rooms on the first floor. This here was one room, then this ginormous kitchen area, then what was supposed to be a dining area, and then one other major room. So I broke it down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rooms plus a hallway on the main floor. Okay, so everything has a distinct purpose. They need to have a purpose. So the entryway with the staircase, and off the entryway you can get into the kitchen, which is very green, which is original to the Unleashed builds, with a breakfast bar. Nice kitchen. The windows are high. They've got shades on them. And then directly next to that, access from both the hallway, or from the entryway, the hallway, and the kitchen, is a very formal dining room with some dead people on top of these. Actually, I did that by adding shelves and then lowering the shelves to the height of the china cabinets. Okay, and then through here we have the bar area / smoking room. Again, that's just kind of a, like a southern thing, is they had a specific room for smoking in. So there's that. And then here we have the study. I've got 2 chess tables, couple places, picture of Mimsy and Lord Bernard. Across the hall we have the more informal recreation room, and directly next to that the formal living room. And I don't know if you know this, but the reason we have a living room and a family room is for when we have funerals. The living room is for the living, and you actually laid the dead out in the family room. Fun but true. Okay, so then upstairs, again from the upstairs main hall, we got first the master bedroom in very soothing colors of blues and grays. This originally went right out onto this porch, but they just don't need that many doors. There is an ensuite bath here, and then there's place to get out. They can enjoy their morning coffee or espresso here. They can paint up here. I love to put painting. Now this is not a covered porch. I just didn't feel that it was right for this particular build. And then we have 3 more bedrooms and 2 little baths. So we've got the angsty, emo / goth kid right here, the happy teenager here, and little sister with her baby sister having to share here. So there's that. Okay, so then, like I said, we have the upper veranda, and then it goes down to the pool area, little dining area here, big pool, workout space over here. Very southern looking, very, very, not just southern, but very specifically New Orleans, created with a beautiful mansard roof that actually is even lined with some wrought iron. Next up is the Courtyard Villa, which I can actually imagine existing somewhere in downtown New Orleans. It's just beautiful. I saw one post of this that she actually turned it into a museum. I think of it more as a B&B, but she did a spot-on job turning it into a museum. She also used a lot of the modern build tools that we didn't have back then. Again, I don't understand not using the build tools and trying to make them look just like they looked in The Sims 1, because we had to build that way because that was our option. All right. We don't have that. And we don't have to have everything with a gazillion doors everywhere, because the Sims are actually smarter than they were in Sims 1. Not much. The smartest Sims are still, in my estimation, the Sims 2 Sims. Okay. But yeah, the Sims are smarter than they were in Sims 1. Okay, so we have ourselves a beautiful front courtyard that off of it is, oh, that's the top floor. Off of this is actually going to, they can actually get to everyone from the central courtyard, but they can also get to every room from the connecting room. So we have a conservatory here, then the dining room and bar. Well, first, this is officially the main entry right here. This is a situation where you do absolutely have to set one door as the front door. That way, that's where the guests come through. And so there's a main entry. Off of the main entry, we have a little bath, and also we have the kitchen. There is the grand staircase here, but there's also the service staircase here. And then from the kitchen, we've got the dining room and the conservatory, so they can, they can dine and then they can enjoy some live music. All right. So also off of the grand entryway, we've got the workout room, the study, and the formal living room. There's not actually a family room, but if we go upstairs from the kitchen and use the service staircase, we have a playroom where there is actually a TV. And it just seems to me that TV should not be the main focus of a room, especially if you're wealthy. Okay, and then we have 3 sets of suites. Okay, the first is the master suite with the ensuite bath and a toilet room specifically, and a curtain in front of the tub. So that's the first of 3 suites. The second group of 3 suites is going to be the Grow With Me room. We've got a bassinet, toddler bed, and a loft bed, plus everything a toddler needs. Not everything that they want, but everything they need. Okay, and connecting it is a sort of Jack and Jill. So there is a shared vanity as well as the shared bathroom, but they can use the shared vanity and somebody else can be using the toilet or the tub. And so it's a little bit more private than just a straight Jack and Jill. And the window in the vanity, because that just makes more sense. Or they can enter through this little hallway. They can also get into the rooms this way. And this is what I imagine is the butler's room. So the butler has quick access to the infant if necessary in the middle of the night. And but of course the butler would most likely use the back staircase. Not that we're snobs, but that's what the butler would do. Okay, so over here, the third of the 3 suites, this is going to be the entrance. It's actually set up exactly identically. The entrance with the different take on the Jack and Jill, what's clearly a little girl's room and more of a teenagery older girl's room, because I tend to design for girls. Not gonna lie, that's what I do. All right, and still with the mansard roof, because I like mansard roofs. They're particularly good for southern looks because they don't need to have the steep pointed roof. The reason for that is snow. Southern doesn't have snow, and Sims, they don't actually worry about snow weighting down their roofs. So back here we've got a nice little courtyard and a nice open area. We could add some playground equipment. I didn't, but overlooking again a nice park area, and that is the Courtyard Villa. And next I have the Meadowlark Home. It's a very nice rancher on a spacious lot with easy access to a lot of playground equipment, so I didn't bother adding it to this. The Meadowlark Home was originally 1 bath, 3 beds. I turned it into 2 baths and 4 beds. Okay, so we enter through what's really just a family room, but over here we have what could be a more formal living room, but there's not actually a formal dining room. The kitchen is a very small galley style kitchen. We've got the dining area here along with a little bit of an office space. There are 2 hallways. This longer one, which leads into the 2 smaller bedrooms, both for what ostensibly children, each with their own closet, and they each have their own desk. And then there is a hall bath that would be used by the guests. And then the shorter of the 2 hallways offers access to the nursery as well as the master. In the masters we have a larger bath with 2 sinks and a good walk-in closet. And I like the idea of having your master right next to your nursery. If you noticed, I did that on the Courtyard Villa, even though I set it up for the butler to care for the child. And again, it's a grow with me room. And there is actually in this one, there is a pantry where you can put your collectibles right there. So there's that. And that is the Meadowlark Home. This is actually, it's not even remotely close to the house that I grew up in, but if I were going to say this is close to a house, it would be this, because it did have a 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it was all 1 floor. And there you go. That's the Meadowlark Home. I put a nice big pergola on the front yard, or on the front porch, so they could enjoy morning sun. I did not make it so you can get to the porch without entering through the house, because otherwise people just do. They would. Now this next one, Ever After Oaks, is not unleashed. It is actually a Make and Magic. I don't have Realm of Magic installed, but I made this with Seasons. And so, yeah, I put the little happy jack-o'-lantern here. This would be great if you did want to add it, change it to Realm of Magic, or if you have Realm of Magic, it would be great to use it as one of your spellcasters' homes. I have no intention of adding that. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we enter. Originally, the lore that comes with this is an abandoned mansion that used to be the home of parties for the elite of Magic Town. It's really not that big. It's actually pretty small. That's why I built it. I was running out of, I was really left with a lot of small lots, and this one fit. So there's an entryway. Off the entryway is the dining room office area, and then a tiny galley kitchen, also, and a little powder room. Also, off the other side of the entryway is the formal living room, and then they have a shared little hallway that will go out to the back, but there's not really a backyard to speak of because I wanted it to have much more of a front yard to kind of create that whole look. And I didn't do any terrain. This cat, I didn't do anything with the terrain just because the lot is small. And so there's that. And then from the front hallway, of course, we go upstairs, and there is 3 bedrooms. First, we have the master bedroom that has an ensuite bath and a walk-in closet, little area for writing. There's also a writing area downstairs in the dining room. Then there is the toddler room right here, and there's a hall bath that would be the shared room for the toddler. Oh, and the toddler room has a wall closet. And then there is a room for 2 kids right here, also with a computer. And all of them have access to the front balcony. And then there's a door that gives access to the back balcony. And as a hidden bonus, behind a secret door in the toddler room, we have a ladder to what would be a magic lair. So yeah, if I were to add magic, or I just actually added, as I said when I was at the Meshuggahs, I added the paranormal stuff pack, so that would be a great place for the medium to do her work. So yeah, that's Ever After Oaks. It is a little spooky. I was getting, like I said, I was dealing with having very set sizes of the lots, many of which were small. So I had to work with the lots that I was given, and you'll see that here in just a minute. Next up, next to Ever After Oaks, is the one and only community lot in this neighborhood. It is Custer's Market, which is a little farming lot. I made it with cottage living because it made sense. Now, it is actually coded as a bar. You do have to look for the TV because it is hidden, because I just don't believe it belongs here, but there is one. And so let's go ahead and take a look-see. All right. And here we have the little entranceway, a couple little tables, the bar with the bar stools, some nice, really cute furnishing. I basically did almost everything from cottage living. And then through here we have the grocer stand as well as the floral stand, but I put them in just tiny little cottages to kind of make it mesh, make it look correct. We have a cute little fountain with the rooster on it. And in the back, we've got some pretend apple trees, a little area to do some farming, and a fishing hole, and 2 little outhouses. Because while I could have actually plunked down the park restroom, I just didn't want to, so I did this. Then, yeah, just little areas. So you can buy what you need here, but also it's usable as a bar. And so very cute, and little blue callbacks for the Whovians out there. There you go. I did that for you. I'm not even a fan. Next up is the Summerset Home, and this is the only one I actually had to make changes to the shell because it's a small house, but it was wide, and I either had this lot or an extremely large lot, and I wasn't going to put it on the extremely large lot. In fact, I actually tried putting either the Courtyard or the Port Rouge on the very large lot, and they just looked crazy because they were meant to be on lots that were correct for their house size. So I wasn't going to put this on the very large lot, and so I just flipped things back a little bit to make it work. All right, so it does actually have a slightly larger footprint because, like I said, I flipped things, I reoriented these 2 rooms. And so these 2 rooms back here are 36 square tiles where they were actually 34, and they kind of came out this direction. So I did actually add a little bit of space to it. Otherwise, this area, these 3 are actually the exact same rooms the way they were, but I did also increase the size of it by adding a downstairs that we'll see here in just a minute. So off of the main entry, which is pretty much a useless space, we have the family room here, room for 2 children, each with their own desk, and a bathroom that can be accessed either by the bedroom or by the family room. So you would want to close, like lock this door and lock this door so your guests don't, wander into the bedroom. And also there is a tiny courtyard and access to the courtyard from both bedrooms as well as the main hallway, or the entryway, I should call it. From the entryway, we can also get into the kitchen with the eating space in the kitchen. It's got the brand new base game only added Parisian furniture dinette set. Again, another bathroom that is kind of a Jack and Jill between the kitchen and the master bedroom. Everything very blue in here. This is actually Strangerville because I really like the Strangerville windows. They're just gorgeous. And so this one is base and Strangerville. And yeah, so all the windows and doors are Strangerville. Okay, and then downstairs we have an indoor pool, little half bath, little hallway that goes to a painting area, and a little gym. So the house is small, but it is well appointed. So there's that. And that's the Summerset Home. Finally, my pièce de résistance. This is a build that is 100% mine. No, it is not original to The Sims, but it is original in my Sims. This is a revival of the very first Sim house that I actually built. It started out as a small home, and then as she hit her financial goals and her personal goals, I kept building upon it, and it turned out amazingly well for a house that was done without a plan and done very piecemeal. So it's got that it's not really Elizabethan, it's not really federal, it's somewhere between the two. It has been a popular upload both on Sims 1 and Sims 2. Since then, I have redesigned the interior to make it more functional because the interior was kind of funky, but the exterior, this is exactly how it looked, of course, updated for Sims 4. So let's go ahead and take a look-see. And I needed to do one more thing, and I didn't really want to do a community lot, so this made the cut. All right, so this is over Karsh Manor, named after the girl that lived here, Marie-Lise Overkarsh. And so you enter into the main hallway, which is original to how I did it. Over here, I had way too many bathrooms originally over here, but this was more or less of a sitting area, and over here is where I had the kitchen and the dining room over here. So now I have the kitchen back here. This is a combination of very traditional and very modern. So like this room, very traditional, but I did actually put in the modern curtains. I used these same curtains here and made them larger to cover the big windows. So, so it takes the frou-frou down a notch, although these curtains are because of being rounded, I used those. And over here, the less formal room is very modern, very clean. And this very busy wall treatment is not too much as long as you keep everything else very clean. And there are 2 powder rooms off of both of those large main rooms. And then from here we go upstairs, and we have 4 bedrooms. Basically, it would be twin masters and 2 kids' rooms because the twin masters each have an ensuite bath. And there is not a room specifically as a bathroom for the kids, which could be problematic. They either have to go into one of these rooms to use it, or you could build a bathroom in the basement because there is a full basement with area to be built. Or you could actually convert the walk-in closet into this and then flip this around to use this as a closet for the master, which is great, or just get rid of the closet entirely because, like I said, the only reason for closet is woohoo. There's literally no other reason. I mean, kids can play in it, but really, do they? I mean, mine don't. And anyway, so up here in the main hallway is just some areas for kid activities. 2 kids' rooms that are completely identical with the difference of colors, but otherwise they're basically identical. And then we've got a more, traditional bedroom over here with an ensuite bath and walk-in closet. A little more funky bedroom over here, ensuite bath, walk-in closet. The kids can get to this balcony, and these 2 private balconies are for the twin masters. Like I said, there is a basement that has not been finished, but you could add some bathrooms down here, or like I said, flip things around to turn that. So that is over Karsh Manor, the house. Over here I have a nice greenhouse, some play area. Of course, we've got the big play equipment. This lot is the one that I am most likely to use for a legacy. As a matter of fact, it's where I have my first legacy. It's also where I finished my first baby challenge. I blew up the pergola and put it over the swimming pool, and it just looks out onto this gorgeous, I mean, this is a beautiful lot. I love this lot. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, that is the end of this Old Town tour. I'm seriously hoping that this film uploads, because it's the second time I've done this tour and the first one didn't upload. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Yay. If you're watching it, it means it did. All right. So anyway, my gallery ID is, as always, VioletKitty411. This build right here over Karsh Manor is base game only. Most of them are base game only, but the couple, occasionally there's one, and in one case there's two packs to kind of give it the look that I was going for. So I hope you enjoyed it, and that's all I have to say. VK out.